About a month and a half ago, I bought this mint plant for $3.99, and it was a tiny little plant when I first got it, and there's so much new development on this, you guys. This plant is beautiful. I've been feeding it clean filtered water and giving it certain nutrients, and it's really taking off. There's a lot of new development down here, and this plant smells so good. If you just even lightly rub your hand on it, your hand smells like mint. And I just wanted to show you this because for $3.99 is what a cheap box of tea goes for nowadays, ladies and gentlemen. Again, a lot of the organic teas on the market are about $6 to $7 now. That health is a trend. Back in the day, organic tea was a lot cheaper. It was about $4 a box, but now I've even seen teas going in canisters for up to $11 for a canister of tea. It's absolutely silly. You can grow your own tea, you guys. I mean, look at this. $3.99. This thing is growing daily in massive proportions. For a while when I first got it, it was growing a little slow as it got its roots established. But now that it's established, it just wants to grow and it's reaching up towards the sun. This is an outdoor plant, you guys. But I'm going to transplant this in probably a month and a half. I kind of want to get it root bound. And then I'm going to put it in its own little planter box section because mint apparently likes to grow, it likes to expand, and it likes to repopulate very quickly. I've never actually grown mint before, other than some stuff in California, and that was mostly my dad's plant. He had a huge mint plant. I took care of it, I would water it and whatnot, but I've never actually nurtured one from infancy, if you want to call it that. It wasn't actually, I didn't start it from sprout. I started it when it had somewhat been taken care of. It was, again, a small little plant when I first got it, but look at that, you guys. This thing is going to get huge. It's going to produce a lot of tea for me, and it's a beautiful plant to have around. It smells good in some instances. This is good to keep pests away and whatnot. You can make essential oils from this, but preferably I bought this just for the experience of growing it and making tea from it. So what I'm going to do, you guys, is I'm going to make fresh tea. I will pull some of these leaves off and mash it in a mortar and pestle and then put that in boiling water and add a little bit of stevia. Fresh tea tastes so much better depending on the herb than dried tea. So the point of this video, you guys, is to show you what you can get for $3.99 and a little bit of elbow grease, or you wouldn't even, excuse me, a little bit of love and compassion. All I water this thing like 3 times a week, sometimes not even that. And it's gotten to the point where it's just producing massive amounts of growth. So, in a couple weeks, I'll probably start harvesting leaves to make small batches of tea. I don't want to harvest it too much while it's still young, but I'm also going to transplant this again in a couple of months and make a little planter box for it. And I'm going to put or line the planter box with sacred geometry and crystals, excuse me. Apparently my mouth can't keep up with my mind today. I'm stumbling my words, so I'm going to wrap this one up, you guys. That is real tea. For $4, you can get a little box of janky tea with some old herbs in it, or you can actually start growing your own herbs, you guys. I've always recommended that people start a small garden regardless of your budget. You can find a way to make it work. This is an old thing of coconut oil, you guys, a container, because we buy coconut oil by the gallon here. It's got some cheap organic potting soil, and this plant was $3.99 from Home Depot. And again, it was just this itty bitty thing when I first got it, and now within the last few days especially, there's been so much growth. And it's much better, you guys, to grow your own food. You know how it's been taken care of. You can regulate the quality of water that you're feeding your plants if you're growing your own food. And it's a much more grounding, much more hands-on, much more spiritual experience to actually watch your food grow and to nourish it and to love it and to take care of it, you guys. So again, not to be repetitive, but for $3.99, I could get a little box of tea, or for $3.99, I could grow my own tea bush and have massive amounts of it. And peppermint is really good for soothing the GI tract, ladies and gentlemen. It has menthol in it, which is very good for the lungs and breaking up mucus. It's an expectorating herb to some extent. And it just makes you feel good. Peace be with you all.